Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today. You see, life is not a battle to be fought, but a flow to be embraced. Many people spend their days resisting what is happening, trying to control every outcome, fearing what may or may not come. But life does not work like that. When you stand in the middle of a river and try to push the water back, you only exhaust yourself. Instead, if you learn to flow with it, you will see that life has its own intelligence. The right doors do not open because of your anxiety. They open when you allow yourself to move in harmony with existence. The biggest suffering for most people is not life itself, but the mind that constantly worries. Every moment the mind is creating unnecessary fears. What if I fail? What if things don't go as planned? But tell me, how often have your fears come true exactly as you imagine? Worry is like a fog. It blurs your vision. Instead of looking for the right doors, you end up running in every direction, uncertain and exhausted. If you can just become still and silent for a moment, you will see that the right path is always there, waiting for you to recognize it. Many times we become attached to a particular door, thinking that is the only way forward. But have you noticed? Some things you desperately wanted in the past turned out to be unnecessary later. Life does not always give you what you want, but it gives you what you need. When one door closes, instead of wasting your energy banging on it, turn around, there is always another way, often one that you did not expect. If you stop chasing blindly and start receiving what comes with openness, life will unfold far more beautifully than you ever planned. Trust is a far more powerful force than fear. If you lock yourself in doubt, no door will seem open to you. But if you approach life with trust, even the smallest opening can lead to the greatest possibilities. The right door may not always look grand, it may not appear in the way your mind imagined, but life is far wiser than your limited ideas. You just need the patience to wait, the awareness to see, and the courage to walk through when the time comes. If you learn to trust, doors will open effortlessly, without struggle, without force. At the right moment, the right door will open. Your job is not to fight against life, not to panic about what is next, but simply to be present, to be still, to be ready. Existence has always been functioning perfectly, does not need your worry to run smoothly. If you align with it, rather than resist it, everything will fall into place. So do not exhaust yourself with unnecessary fears. Sit back, breathe, and allow life to happen. The door will open, you just need to be willing to step through. Life is not something you need to conquer, it is something you need to experience. Many people struggle because they resist the natural flow of life, trying to control every outcome and fearing the unknown. But if you observe nature, everything happens effortlessly. The sun rises, rivers flow, and seasons change, without worry, without resistance. When you learn to move with life rather than against it, you will see that the right doors open at the right time. You don't need to force them open, you only need to be ready when they do. Most people do not suffer because of life itself, they suffer because of their own mind. The mind is always anxious, always worrying about what will happen next. But tell me, has worrying ever changed the outcome of anything? Has tomorrow ever happened exactly as you imagined? Worrying is like standing in a fog. It blurs your vision and keeps you from seeing the possibilities right in front of you. When you drop your fears and simply remain aware, the right path becomes clear. Life is not trying to block you, it is only waiting for you to see the way forward. Sometimes a door closes and you feel lost. You may think that was the only way forward, but life is far bigger than your plans. Have you ever looked back and realized that what once felt like a setback was actually a blessing? If every door opened just because you wanted it to, where would you go? You would be lost in endless choices. Life, in its intelligence, only opens the doors that truly matter. If one door does not open, do not waste your energy forcing it. Turn around and you may find another door waiting for you. Fear keeps you locked out, but trust opens every possibility. When you live in doubt, even opportunities that come your way will seem like obstacles. But if you trust, if you stay open, even the smallest opportunity can lead to something great. The right door may not always look grand or impressive, it may not be the one you expected, but life knows what is best for you, even when you do not. If you can learn to wait with patience and move with awareness, the right door will not just open, it will welcome you in. You do not have to fight with life, nor do you have to chase after every possibility in fear of missing out. At the right time, the right door will open. Your only task is to be present, to be still, to be ready. Worrying does not change the future, it only keeps you from seeing the beauty of the present. Life has always been unfolding perfectly, it does not need your anxiety to function. So let go of unnecessary fears. Take a deep breath and trust the process. The door will open, and when it does, you will be exactly where you need to be. Life is not something to be controlled, but something to be lived with awareness. Many people spend their time struggling against the natural flow of existence, trying to force things to happen according to their plans. But if you watch how nature works, nothing is in a hurry, yet everything happens at the right time. The sun rises, rivers find their way to the ocean, and flowers bloom when the season is right. In the same way, the right opportunities, the right experiences, and the right people will come into your life when the time is ripe. There is no need to panic, no need to push. When you are in tune with life, the right doors will open effortlessly. The real suffering of human beings is not what happens in life, but what happens in the mind. The mind is constantly projecting fears about the future, creating unnecessary worry about things that may never happen. You sit here right now, but instead of experiencing the moment, your mind is elsewhere, imagining 1,000 possibilities, most of which will never come true. But tell me, has worrying ever made your life better? Has it ever changed an outcome? When you allow fear and doubt to take over, you become blind to the doors that are already open for you. If you simply become present and aware, you will begin to see life unfolding in a way that is far beyond your expectations. Often people get attached to one idea of how things should happen, and when that path does not work out, they feel lost. But have you noticed? Sometimes what you wanted so badly in the past turned out to be unnecessary or even harmful. If every door opened just because you knocked, you would end up stepping into places that were never meant for you. Life, in its intelligence, does not open every door, only the ones that truly matter. When one door does not open, instead of feeling frustrated, look around. Perhaps another door has been open all along, but you were too focused on what you lost to notice it. Fear keeps people from recognizing opportunities, while trust allows them to move forward with ease. When you live in fear, you hesitate, doubt, and question every step. Even when life presents you with an opportunity, you may not recognize it because you are too busy worrying about what could go wrong. But if you trust, if you remain open and receptive, you will see that even the smallest opening can lead to something far greater than you imagine. The right door may not always look the way you expect, but that does not mean it is the wrong one. If you wait with patience and move with awareness, the right path will reveal itself in ways you never anticipated. There is no need to fight with life, no need to chase after every opportunity in fear of missing out. At the right time, the right door will open, and you will be exactly where you need to be. Your only task is to be present, to be open, and to trust the process. Worrying about the future does not change it, it only takes away your peace in the present. Life has been functioning perfectly long before you arrived, and it will continue to do so. So take a deep breath, let go of unnecessary fears, and allow life to unfold. The door will open, and when it does, you will step into exactly what was meant for you. In life, effort is essential, but effort alone is not enough. Many people believe that if they push hard enough, if they struggle enough, they can force things to happen. But life does not always work that way. You can plant a seed today, but no matter how much you water it, how much you worry over it, it will not sprout before its time. The process of growth takes its own course, and the more you rush, the more you disturb what is naturally unfair. Just like that, the right opportunities in life do not always respond to force, they open when the time is right. People often mistake waiting for inaction, but they are not the same. Waiting with awareness is a powerful state. It means you have done what you can and now you allow life to take its course. If you have already turned the key, there is no need to keep twisting it forcefully. The door will open, not because of your impatience, but because the time has come. This does not mean you sit back and do nothing. It means you act with clarity and then give space for things to unfold naturally. The fruit ripens when it is ready, not when you demand it. Impatience often leads to frustration and unnecessary suffering. When something does not happen according to a person's timeline, they feel as if they have failed, or as if life is being unfair. But tell me, have you never looked back and realized that something you desperately wanted at one time would not have been right for you? Have you not seen how things came together in a way you never expected, at a time you never planned? What seems like a delay is often life aligning things in a way that is best for you. If you trust this process, you will move through life with far greater ease. Patience does not mean passivity. It is not about sitting idle, waiting for a miracle. It means preparing yourself so that when the right door opens, you are ready to walk through it. If an opportunity comes but you are not prepared, what use is it? Many people want success, but if it arrives before they are ready, they find themselves overwhelmed. The best things in life come when you are truly ready to receive them, not when you are simply eager for them. Growth happens in the waiting, in the quiet moments where you cultivate the strength, wisdom and clarity needed for the next step. There is a time to act and a time to allow. If you have done your part, there is no need to force anything. The right door does not open because of desperation, it opens because everything has come into alignment. Just as the dawn cannot be rushed, just as a flower does not bloom by force, life unfolds when the moment is right. If you trust this, you will not waste your energy worrying about when or how things will happen. Instead, you will be ready, knowing that when the right door opens, you will walk through it with confidence and grace. Life has a way of bringing the right things to you when you are in a state of openness rather than pursuit. Many people spend their days chasing after success, happiness and love, believing that if they run fast enough, they will finally catch what they desire. But have you ever noticed that the more desperately you chase something, the more it seems to slip away? It is like trying to catch a butterfly. The harder you try, the more it escapes your grasp. But when you sit still, when you stop running and simply become present, the butterfly may come and rest on your shoulder effortlessly. Chasing after things with desperation often leads to exhaustion rather than fulfillment. When you are constantly trying to control the outcome of every situation, you do not leave space for life to work its magic. You may believe you are making progress, but in reality you are only creating more struggle for yourself. The real secret is to create the right conditions within yourself. Instead of running after happiness, become a person who is naturally joyful. Instead of forcing success, become someone who is prepared and capable, so success flows toward you. Receiving is not about passivity, it is about alignment. Imagine a farmer who plants seeds but then digs them up every day to check if they are growing. His impatience destroys what would have naturally flourished. But the wise farmer plants, nurtures, and then allows nature to do its work. He does not chase growth, he creates the conditions for it. In the same way, life does not require your frantic effort. It requires your readiness. When you are aligned, when you are in harmony with yourself and the world, the right things will naturally find you. Opportunities, relationships, and success often appear when you are not anxiously waiting for them. Have you ever met someone who was desperately looking for love, only to find nothing but disappointment? And then, the moment they stopped searching, the right person entered their life? This is not coincidence, it is the nature of how energy works. When you are at peace, you become magnetic to the things that truly belong to you. You are no longer pushing them away with restlessness. Instead, you are drawing them in effortlessly. Letting go of the need to chase does not mean you shift your focus from struggle to receptivity. Instead of running after what you want, you cultivate the qualities within yourself that naturally attract the right experiences. You trust that when the time is right, what is meant for you will come without force. The greatest things in life do not arrive through struggle, they arrive when you are ready to receive them. Fear is something that grips the mind and prevents people from stepping into the possibilities that life has to offer. It whispers endless doubts, making even the simplest decisions feel like a risk. What if things go wrong? What if I fail? These questions repeat themselves, keeping people stuck in hesitation and uncertainty. But has fear ever truly helped anyone move forward? Has it ever opened a door? The truth is, fear only builds walls where there should be pathways. It does not prevent failure, it only prevents growth. No door has ever been unlocked by fear, but trust has the power to open even the most unexpected opportunities. When a person lives in constant doubt, they begin to see obstacles everywhere. Even when the right opportunity is in front of them, fear makes them question whether they are ready, whether they deserve it, or whether it is safe to proceed. This hesitation creates a pattern of missed chances and regret. Life does not wait for anyone to feel completely prepared. It moves forward whether we step up or not. Trust, on the other hand, allows a person to recognize that while uncertainty exists, it does not mean disaster. Trust means understanding that even if things do not go exactly as planned, there is still something valuable to be gained. The mind always seeks security, wanting to predict and control every outcome. But real life does not work that way. Some of the greatest opportunities come disguised as uncertainty. If a person waits until they are completely free of fear before taking a step, they may wait forever. Trust is not about having guarantees, it is about knowing that whatever happens, you will find a way forward. It is not about being reckless, but about being open. A locked door will not open unless you turn the handle. And life's doors will not open unless you are willing to step forward with trust. Think of all the times you hesitated because of fear and later realized that the situation was not as difficult as you imagined. Often the fear of failure is far greater than failure itself. Many people look back and regret not the mistakes they made but the chances they never took. Life does not punish those who trust. It rewards them with experience, growth, and deeper understanding. Even setbacks can lead to something valuable if one is willing to see beyond immediate disappointment. When trust replaces fear, a person begins to see possibilities rather than roadblocks. The difference between those who move forward and those who remain stuck is not the absence of fear, but the presence of trust. Fear will always exist in some form, but it does not have to be the deciding factor. When you trust that life is unfolding as it should, you stop resisting and start receiving. Doors that once seemed locked begin to open effortlessly, not because you forced them, but because you were willing to walk toward them with confidence. Fear may try to hold you back, but trust is the key that allows you to step through to something greater. Life is constantly moving, changing, and evolving, yet many people try to control every step of the journey. They worry about the future, fearing that things may not happen as they hope. But has worrying ever made life unfold any differently? Just as the sun rises without your effort and the seasons change without your command, life has its own intelligence. There is a greater rhythm at play, something beyond human plans and expectations. When you understand this, you stop resisting and start trusting. The right doors will open not because you forced them, but because you are ready to walk through them when the time comes. Many times people struggle because they hold on too tightly to a single idea of how life should be. They set rigid expectations, believing that happiness and success must arrive in a certain way at a certain time. But life does not follow personal timelines. What seems like a delay is often a redirection. What appears to be a failure is sometimes the beginning of something far greater. If every door opened just because you wanted it to, you might walk into situations you are not prepared for. Sometimes when one path is blocked, it is because a better one is waiting ahead. Opportunities do not always arrive in the way people expect. The right door may not look grand or impressive. It may not come with a clear sign telling you it is the best choice. But life does not always reveal its plans immediately. Often, what seems insignificant at first leads to something remarkable later. When you stop chasing after things with desperation and instead cultivate patience and awareness, you will see that the right opportunities naturally present themselves. The key is not to force life into your expectations, but to remain open to the possibilities that unfold. Fear is what keeps people from recognizing these possibilities. It convinces them that uncertainty is dangerous, that they must have all the answers before taking a step forward. But real growth never happens in complete certainty. If you look back, some of the best things in life happened not because you had everything planned, but because you trusted enough to take a chance. The right door may not be visible at first, but when you let go of fear and walk forward with trust, you will find it exactly when you need it. Instead of worrying about which door will open or when it will happen, focus on preparing yourself for whatever comes. Growth happens in the waiting, in the moments of uncertainty where you build strength, patience, and wisdom. When you trust that life has its own perfect timing, you stop struggling and start flowing. The right doors do not need to be forced open. They simply require you to be present and ready. When the time is right, they will open effortlessly and you will find yourself exactly where you are meant to be. Life has a way of revealing answers, but only to those who are willing to listen. In the midst of constant noise, distractions and worries, it becomes difficult to see clearly. People often feel the need to always be doing something, searching for solutions, trying to force things to happen. But have you noticed that the best ideas, the deepest insights, and the clearest decisions come not when you are restless but when you are still? When the mind is calm, life becomes clearer. The right path is not something you have to chase. It is something that reveals itself when you are present enough to see it. Worry creates confusion, not clarity. The more a person stresses over a decision, the more uncertain they become. They go back and forth in their mind, weighing every possibility, fearing every outcome, and in the process they lose sight of what truly matters. It is like trying to look into a still lake. If you keep stirring the water, you cannot see your reflection, but when the water settles, everything becomes clear. In the same way, when you quiet the mind, when you let go of unnecessary worries, the right choice, the right door becomes obvious. There is great power in allowing things to unfold rather than trying to control every step. When you are in a state of calm awareness, you naturally notice opportunities that others may overlook. A restless mind is always running, always searching, but a quiet mind sees what is already present. Sometimes the answer you seek is right in front of you, but if you are too busy worrying, you miss it. Learning to be still does not mean doing nothing. It means being fully present so that when the right door opens, you do not hesitate to step through it. Silence does not mean emptiness. It means space for understanding. If you fill every moment with noise, whether from external distractions or internal doubts, there is no room for insight. But when you create space, when you take a step back from worry, clarity emerges naturally. The decisions that once seemed complicated become simple. The fear that once clouded your judgment fades away. You realize that there was never a need to rush or force anything. Life has always been guiding you, but you had to become quiet enough to hear it. When you stop chasing, when you stop worrying, when you simply become aware, life flows in a way that feels effortless. The right doors open not because you push them, but because you are ready for them. Instead of letting confusion and fear dictate your choices, allow silence and clarity to guide you. The more still you become, the more obvious the path will be. In that quiet space, free from struggle, you will see that the door was always there, waiting for you to notice it. Right now, the mind sees only a small part of the whole picture. It clings to what is familiar, fears what is uncertain, and tries to predict the future based on past experience. But life is far greater than the mind's limited understanding. What may seem like a setback today could be the very thing that leads to something far more beautiful tomorrow. Often what people call misfortune is simply life's way of redirecting them towards something better. If you look back, you will realize that some of the most unexpected turns in life have shaped you in ways you never imagined. People spend a great deal of time worrying about what they cannot control. They try to hold on to situations, people, or outcomes, believing that their happiness depends on things going a certain way. But life does not operate according to personal expectations. It moves in ways that are often beyond understanding, yet always in alignment with what is truly needed. A door closing does not mean failure. It means a new path is opening, even if it is not immediately visible. When you trust this, you stop seeing obstacles as problems and start recognizing them as part of a greater unfolding. What you perceive as a loss today may turn out to be a hidden blessing. Perhaps you were denied an opportunity only to later find something that suited you far better. Maybe a relationship ended, but through that experience, you gain the wisdom needed for a deeper connection in the future. The universe is not working against you, it is working for you in ways that may not always be obvious. When you resist and worry, you create unnecessary suffering. But when you surrender to the flow of life, you allow space for new possibilities to emerge. The mind wants immediate answers and clear solutions, but life does not always provide them instantly. Sometimes things take time to make sense. When you plant a seed, you do not dig it up every day to see if it is growing. You trust that beneath the soil something is happening. In the same way, just because you do not yet see the results you desire does not mean life is not moving in your favor. Growth happens in unseen ways, and patience is what allows it to unfold fully. If you trust that everything is happening as it should, you will move through life with far less resistance and far more ease. Life has a plan far bigger than your worries. Instead of letting fear dictate your choices, allow trust to guide you. When you stop clinging to what is temporary and instead open yourself to what is possible, you will find that life often brings you something far greater than what you originally wished for. The right doors will open when the mind demands it. And when they do, you will see that everything that once seemed uncertain was simply preparing you for something far more beautiful than you could have planned. Life is not something that needs to be forced. It moves in its own way, at its own pace, bringing the right experiences at the right time. But the mind, always restless, struggles with this idea. It wants certainty, control, and immediate results. It fears the unknown and believes that if it does not push hard enough, nothing will happen. Yet, have you ever noticed that some of the most important moments in life did not come through struggle, but through natural unfolding? The things that truly belong to you will come, not because you chase after them, but because you are in the right place, in the right state, at the right time. Many people think they must force open doors, that if they do not fight for something, it will never happen. But forcing things only leads to frustration and exhaustion. If a door is meant for you, it will open effortlessly when the time is right. And if it does not, then perhaps it is not the door you were meant to walk through. Instead of exhausting yourself, trying to control everything, focus on preparing yourself. When you are ready, when you are open, life will naturally present the next step. A locked door is not a punishment, it is guidance, showing you that either it is not the right time or there is a better path waiting. Trusting life does not mean sitting idle or waiting without effort. It means doing what you can, giving your best and then letting go of the need to control the outcome. If a tree constantly worried about whether its branches would grow or its flowers would bloom, it would never find peace. Yet, nature simply follows its rhythm, patient, effortless, and in harmony with life. In the same way, when you do what you need to do without fear or desperation, things begin to align. The right opportunities appear not because you force them, but because you are prepared to receive them. When things do not go as expected, most people react with disappointment and frustration. But what if life is not rejecting you, but redirecting you? How many times have you looked back and realized that something you once wanted desperately would not have been right for you? What seemed like a loss was actually protection. What seemed like a delay was actually preparation. When you trust this process, you stop wasting energy on worry and start using it to grow. You begin to see that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, even when it does not match your expectation. The key is to relax, to be present, to be open. The right door does not need to be forced. It will open when you are ready. Worrying will not make it happen faster, and struggling will not bring clarity. Instead, cultivate trust. Keep walking your path with awareness, knowing that life is not working against you but for you. And when the moment is right, without struggle, without force, the door will open effortlessly and you will step through with ease, knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Life is intelligent, it is not random. The more you trust, the more you align with it, the less you worry, the more doors open effortlessly. So sit back, breathe, live fully. The right door will open, just be ready to walk through it. Thank you, everyone.